Welcome to Visual Recreation, the essential video guide to winning FML each and every week. I'm your local crocodile wrangler, Drew.
How are you? And I'm Joey, the strategy guy, and today we're talking about Crawl and Stuber. But first, we're going to take a look at the movie Crawl.
Crikey! Now this movie is about a girl who goes looking for her missing father in the middle of a hurricane that's hitting Florida, and ultimately she finds a ton of alligators who are hungry and it's feeding time.
Yes, that's right. Now this movie stars Kayla Scardelario and Barry Peppers.
Now this movie was written and directed by Alexander Aja, who has given us such cinema classics as Piranha 3D.
Aha. Now this movie is rated R and the current runtime of the movie is 87 minutes.
That's right. Now the Pro Box Office has this long-range forecast at $15 million, which is a 17% decrease from last weekend's total. So it's not heading in the right direction. Now when looking at comps, we first looked at last year's giant shark phenomenon called The Meg, which opened up in August in 4,100 theaters to $45 million.
All right. Now when talking about these types of movies, you have to look at The Shallows that came out late June of 2016 to almost $17 million in 2,900 theaters.
That's right. One last shark movie we looked at was 47 Meters Down that premiered to $11 million in 2,200 theaters in mid-June of 2017. But just a quick reminder that all these comps are PG-13, and The Meg and The Shallows really benefited from their big named actors and actresses in their films like Jason Statham and Blake Lively. So their mold/PTA is probably going to be way higher than this one in Crawl. But what do you think about this one, Joey?
I mean, I think this is going to have the same effect that like The Meg and all these movies had on people, where it's not going to be... This movie can do maybe the low teens. I think it does have an audience. It reminds me of Sharknado.
Okay.
It's not going to be the best movie, but it's going to be just the fun, shut off your brain and just be entertained and maybe laugh a little bit. I don't know. I always find these types of movies funny.
I'm kind of disappointed that you're not more excited about this. This is
Really?
the peak of Florida film.
Okay.
I mean, this is during a major hurricane, evacuation, crocodiles or alligators are in this film. Like, this is Florida. Like, we should be in the front row of our theater here, wearing Croc, wearing gator gear, and peeling Florida oranges and drinking our Tropicana, because that's what Florida people do.
I don't think so. You can do that. That might be for you.
Well, maybe I will.
You enjoy this one. But how about we talk about the next movie, which would be Stuber. Now, Stuber is when an Uber driver picks up a cop in the middle of his case, and they team up for just one wild ride.
That's right. Now, this movie stars Kumail Nanjiani and Dave Give Me What I Want Batista. Now, this movie was directed by Michael Dowse, who has given us such cinema classics like Take Me Home Tonight and Goon.
All right. Now, this movie is also rated R, and the Pro Box Office has the long-range forecast at $17 million. Now, it currently has a 45% on Rotten Tomatoes. So, I mean, it's not looking too great.
When looking at comps, we looked at The Hitman's Bodyguard, which premiered late August to $21 million in over 3,300 theaters.
Yes, and then we also looked at Central Intelligence, which opened mid-June of 2016 to $35.5 million in 3,500 theaters. Now, that had the Rock effect with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and it was PG-13.
That's true. So just a reminder that this weekend might take a little bit of a hit. We saw that with the long-range forecast this week on Pro Box Office, because I think The Lion King is coming out next weekend, and I think everybody if you go see only one movie a month, they're all saving up to go see The Lion King early. And I think it's just going to have an effect. I think it's going to deplete the box office. Also, I don't think a lot of people are raring and ready to go to see these ones. These ones I feel as though could be well on video on demand, or waiting to see them on HBO when they come out. But I think they could still do well. Just see how they fit into your cineplexes this week.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Based on the pricing of these two movies, the low teens that these movies could probably bring in, they could be a good mid-range selection possibly. But with Lion King coming up, that's the film everyone wants to see. So,
yep.
But that's all we have this week for you in this episode. Good luck in your fantasy movie league lineups this week. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already, and check out some more videos that we do right over here. And remember,
sometimes you gotta risk it to get that biscuit. Crikey!